If your dual forms don't come out like this, you're missing something. For this set, I'm using the stiletto dual form from Amenka. The structure is already correct, so I have full control over the final shape. With this form, I can create stiletto almond or a soft ballerina. I'm choosing the right size and checking the sidewalls to make sure the fit is correct. I'm marking the growth points, the natural free edge, and the length. This step is especially important here since we're placing colors side by side. It helps keep everything clean and prevents the colors from mixing. I usually mix my own colored builder gels in small amounts. You can do this with pigment powder or gel polish. If you use gel polish, add just a little too much, can affect curing. I personally prefer powders. Also, don't mix both together. Because of mixing, bubbles can form. So it's best to let it sit, or just be mindful of them during application. I'm applying dehydrator, primer, and a thin base. I usually don't show prep, but a lot of lifting issues actually come from this step. If the surface isn't properly prepped or the base is applied too thick, it won't hold. The base should be applied very thin. In a scrubbing motion, use dehydrator more generously, including around the cuticle area, but with primer, use a very small amount and keep it away from the skin. Take a very thin layer of your gel color and apply it along both side walls, just to cover the growth areas. Keep the layer very light and controlled. Then flash cure for about 3 to 4 seconds. Whenever you're placing colors side by side, always start from one side. I'm starting with the green since I just mixed it, so I make sure to pick it up from an area without bubbles. Don't place the gel all at once. Work gradually, using the edge of your brush for better control. From the other side, I check that the sidewalls are fully covered and remove any air bubbles if needed. I move on to the next color, this time using a smaller amount. I follow the same technique, working the gel gently with the edge of my brush. I place it right next to the previous color, making sure the brush doesn't touch the neighboring shade. As long as the free edge forms a clean pattern and the colors stay separate, you don't need to overwork it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just avoid mixing or muddying the colors and let the lines stay clean next to each other. For the final color on the other side wall, you'll naturally use a slightly heavier amount at this point. Make sure the sidewalls are fully covered and check for any air bubbles. If bubbles stay in, they're much harder to fix after curing and can even affect how the gel cures in that area. So this is something to double check. After curing the free edge, it's time to fill in the nail bed. Use the same pattern again and follow the same details. Since there's more product here, the colors can blend more easily, so work with the edge of your brush and no pressure next to the neighboring shade. And around the cuticle and sidewalls, keep the product very minimal, following the same rules we always use with dual forms. Before placing it on the nail, check it from the other side. If everything looks clean, you can go ahead and apply it. Place the form on the nail at the correct angle, as usual. Once you're sure the sidewalls are fully covered, cure just the nail bed area. Don't worry if the sides look lighter, we'll cover them later. Since this is a custom mix, it may take a bit longer to cure. Turn the hand over and check underneath. Gently remove any excess without applying pressure. Don't try to clean the skin by thinning the product in the stress zone that can create a ledge and lead to breakage. We've reached the most satisfying part, removing the forms. Watch how clean the result comes out. It's not by chance that dual forms have become so popular. No filing is needed, just a light refinement of the free edge and sidewalls. I've already shown how to shape an almond nail. Just hold your file at about a 45-degree angle under the free edge, then lightly round the corners near the sidewalls. Don't forget to lightly buff the surface before applying top coat. If the surface is too smooth, the top coat won't adhere properly. When I was buffing, I slightly disturbed the manicure here. So I'm using a fine drill bit to gently smooth the skin and remove any dry bits so the final result looks clean. Even if the product looks clean underneath and hasn't touched the skin, always do a light refinement. Reduce the thickness at the free edge and sidewalls to about 0.5 to 1 millimeter. Clean around the hyponychium if needed. Just don't thin out the center, the stress area. Now we're at the top coat step, and this part is completely optional. If you want the colors to look bold and vibrant, go in with a regular top coat. But if you prefer a softer look with more blended lines, use a milky top coat instead. It's a bit thicker and adds a light coverage, helping smooth out any shadows for a more even finish. It's a good habit to flip the hand over after applying top coat and gently tap the finger a few times. This helps the top coat settle evenly and prevents it from running. One of the details behind those clean, photo-ready nails you see online is applying a thin layer of matte top coat underneath the nail. If you want to get cleaner results like this with dual forms, make sure to check out my other videos. I go deeper into the technique there.